At the height of it, the snow was falling 2 to 3 inches an hour. The wind was whipping past 50 miles per hour, visibility gone, and for a moment, Rhode Island felt less like the ocean state and more like the Arctic. This wasn't just another snow day. This was the blizzard of 2026, a storm that may have rewritten the Rhode Island record books. So how big was it really? Where does it rank against the legends like the blizzard of 78? And did we just witness an historic outlier, or is this the new normal? Today, we're joined by a man who has tracked virtually every major storm to hit this state over the last several decades, legendary Rhode Island meteorologist R.J. Heim, today on Bartholomew Town.
Bartholomew Town.
And welcome into Bartholomew Town. I'm Bill Bartholomew. On the heels of this storm, parking ban still in effect as we record this, people just starting to dig out. And looking out our window from our studios here at Elmwood in Providence, it's going to be a bit of time before this storm is something that we're able to dig out from. Obviously, communities sticking together and having some patience is going to be a part of it, but it's also going to be a major test here in Providence and on a statewide basis to see how municipalities respond to something significant like this storm. And particularly in Providence, will this be another scenario where it becomes a political issue? Snow removal becomes a political issue. All stuff that we have to wait around and see. Right now, though, we can assess the storm for what it is. R.J. Heim, longtime NBC 10 weatherman, will join me in just a moment. And we are brought to you, by the way, in part by Navigant Credit Union. As Rhode Island's first ever member-owned credit union, Navigant Credit Union has been a staple in the local business community for more than 108 years. Today, Navigant's a $3.4 billion institution serving more than 136,000 members across 25 physical branch locations. But since its founding in 1915, the mission has never changed. Navigant Credit Union's team of financial professionals have remained committed to improving the financial well-being of the families, businesses, and communities they serve across Rhode Island. Learn more at navigantcu.org. Record-breaking snowfall reported TF Green 37.9. That's enough to break the Providence record. So we are definitely into historic territory right now. I've talked to a lot of you around the state. I know up in northern Rhode Island, so to speak, some pretty significant totals there. Looking at, for example, out on the south coast, Massachusetts, Dartmouth, 37 inches. Down in Narragansett, 33 inches. So no matter where you are right now, coastal, inland, metro, anywhere in our region has obviously been dramatically impacted by this storm. And I wonder what you're seeing out there. Bill at ripodcast.com. Let me know what you're seeing in terms of obviously any weather-related totals you want to put forth, but more than anything, just in terms of now the cleanup process. What does that look like in your community? And like I said, you don't want to get too ahead predicting potential problems or anything like that, but this is a major storm, and it's going to test this balance that we have right here in Rhode Island of how much do we invest in from an infrastructure standpoint, right? From an equipment standpoint, from a personnel standpoint, from a material standpoint, sand and salt, all of that. This storm is very different than most of the storms that we've seen in our lives in terms of the accumulation, obviously, also in terms of the heaviness of the snow. 5 pounds of wet snow is like 20 pounds of dry snow, basically. You know what I mean? So it's going to be an effort to remove the snow and get things back to normal. Love to know how things are looking around the state through your lens. We're brought to you in part by the University of Rhode Island Online. Are you passionate about preserving our planet? URI Online offers marine and environmental science programs designed to empower the next wave of environmental leaders. That might be you, right? Dive into programs like our Master of Oceanography, explore sustainability with Master of Environmental Management, or prepare for impactful careers with our Ocean Policy and Science Graduate Certificate and Blue MPA. Whether you're interested in protecting our oceans, conserving ecosystems, or driving sustainability forward, URI Online's graduate and certificate programs are led by expert faculty who will provide you with the hands-on knowledge and real-world skills needed to succeed, all from the comfort of your home, right? Just hop on uri.edu/online. You can learn more there. URI Online. Learn anywhere with us. R.J. Heim, longtime weatherman in this community, joins us right now in Bartholomew Town to break down the storm. I don't think there's anybody else in the world that I'd rather hear from today. Good morning.
Well, yeah. I mean, what a storm! Historic storm, eclipsing the blizzard of '78 by, what is it, 9 inches or something like that. 37.9 is the official tally, and the blizzard of '78, this for TF Green Airport, was 28.6. So we eclipsed that by just an amazing amount. And you think, okay, we learn from the past, right? There has not been a plow on these secondary roads, neighborhoods, nothing, nobody going anywhere.
Yeah.
People are going to start running out of food. People are going to start running out of water. There still hasn't been a plow down any of the streets that I can see.
Yeah, and your location is over on the east side of Providence. We're kind of on the west side, southwest side in Elmwood. And similarly, right now, I mean, there is just, whether you're talking about private contractors, city, state, at least from where I'm sitting right now, I completely agree. This is a scenario where people are going to have to wrap it around their heads that in many cases they're not going anywhere for a little bit.
Right. And this is College Hill. It's adjacent to Brown University. Not one plow.
Unbelievable.
Wow. Now, I own rental property on Benefit Street. It's 2 blocks away. I haven't ventured out of the house since the blizzard started, but I'm going to be doing that as my contractors walking on foot to help me shovel just a small property. But I spoke with my condo management company, and they were turned back on their way en route, police writing them tickets in Warwick, in Cranston, in Providence, because there was a travel ban. And these guys had plows on the front of their trucks.
Wow. So basically right now, if you're a contractor that's out and about, there's a chance you're going to get ticketed before, because we don't have any indication with specificity from the governor's office as to whether or not this travel ban is going to end this morning or anything like that. But a big part of the travel ban seems to be making sure that the correct vehicles can be out there clearing the snow. It's kind of a cat chasing its tail type of scenario.
Right. Why would you even think, even if there's a travel ban in effect, with a crew that's out there right after the blizzard to start clearing out properties, why would you pull them over and write a ticket?
Yeah, a completely unbelievably backwards situation. Looking at this storm, you mentioned TF Green. That is generally, when we hear snowfall accumulation in Providence, does that mean TF Green usually in terms of the mile marker that we measure this storm against others? Is that generally the standard Providence location?
Right. That's the Providence location reporting officially to the National Weather Service office in Norton. So that's where the Providence number comes from. That location has moved a couple times since the 1940s. It was Hillsgrove or Hillsborough. I'm not even sure what that was. But yes, that's the official reporting station for Providence, Rhode Island. However, Bristol, Rhode Island got 35.5 inches. Gloucester got 33.7 inches. Northeast Attleboro got 32 inches. Newport got 34 inches. So it's safe to say within a couple inches, everybody got 3 feet of snow.
Yeah. And is that an unusual thing to see similar accumulations in places like Narragansett where they got 33 inches? Is that less common in Rhode Island storms? We're so used to the Foster Gloucester is going to get walloped, and perhaps the coastal communities are going to see significantly less or a mixture. Is this storm unusual in that sense, in that the impact was throughout really a region-wide basis?
Well, it was region-wide. Southern New England, Rhode Island, and Bristol County, Massachusetts were the bullseye. Just dynamically, the way that this system evolved, there was what was called a low-level jet. It's a 1,000 to 2,000 foot jet stream that coincided with the positioning of the storm in its particular trajectory, running parallel to Long Island and the Rhode Island coast. And it was just the perfect storm, so to speak, to dump copious amounts of snow. Like you get up to, what's the location here? Foxborough, 18.7.
Yeah.
It was just out of that low-level jet trajectory where, down in New York, they got 12 to 18 inches of snow. But it was the Rhode Island, Bristol County, Massachusetts that got almost double those numbers because of the particular dynamics with this storm. It was just heavy banding of snow that fell on the bullseye area, 3 to 4 inches per hour.
Is this the new normal in any way? We're so sure at this exact moment, what is happening from climate change, what's happening from patterns that have shifted. What we do know is that just anecdotally, it feels like winter is less impactful today than it was, 20, 25 years ago in this region in terms of the frequency of snow. But then you get something like yesterday. Is this a reminder that, hey, this is New England and this can happen at any point in time? Is this a shift in any wider trends, an anomaly? What should we be looking at here?
Well, I think a lot of people, measure storms from their personal experience, right?
Yeah.
So simply because this was the greatest amount of snowfall in Warwick for the reporting station for Providence to the National Weather Service doesn't mean storms like this haven't happened before. It was just since they've been keeping records in the 1940s. You go back historically, 1600s, 1700s, 1800s, diaries, books, anecdotes. There have been huge storms like this before, but people are like, I've never seen it like this before. Well, how many years have you been alive?
Right.
That's what I always ask them,
Right.
I mean, it's like the other weather systems. We talk about, the Great New England Hurricane of 38, the most devastating, da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, the records show, and anecdotally and in books and in people's diaries, there were huge hurricanes just like that in the 1600s, 1700s, 1800s. Just because it happened before people were officially keeping records doesn't mean it was the first time it happened in human history.
Right. Such an important thing to keep that context in check, no doubt about it. R.J. Heim, he is no doubt a legendary broadcaster and member of this community, keeping the weather now on Music Through the Tunnel of Time, which we want to give that address so people can get on there. Not only is it a great station, but also you've been providing real-time or pretty darn close to real-time updates of this storm. How can people find your stuff?
Well, what I decided to do, I'm a one-man band running this radio station, an all genres, all eras web music radio station that pays homage the way Top 40 radio used to be. All genres, all eras, 70 years of music from today's hits that fit going all the way back to the 50s and 60s. Classic rock, contemporary jazz, house music, instrumental, pop stuff, all the decades in between, custom jingles. It's fun, but I'm like, how can I, on a shoestring, utilize my background to increase listenership? So I was like, all right, I've got 18,000, almost 20,000 social media followers. I'm like, you know what? I'm a meteorologist. Let's push it on social media. And in the lead up to any big weather event, I'll start every 20 minutes popping on an updated weather forecast. So I did it, and my listenership increased tenfold.
Yeah, that seems about right. That seems like what you would want to do, lean into what you are great at and what people know you for and trust you for in this community. Hey, thanks for hopping on today. Interesting to see. You think we're looking at potentially some more snow later this week. Doesn't look like anything too significant at this point, but would a little bit of snow be enough to take this already mounting pile of icy, slushy snow out there and turn it into even more of a major problem? Or have we kind of seen the worst of it and we're just gonna ride this out the rest of the winter?
Well, to answer your first question before I went on that diatribe, it's mtttot.com.
Yes. Thank you.
The acronym for musicthroughthetunnelofTime.com. People can also get the app just by going to app.mtttot.com. Now, what was the last part of your question?
Well, if we get more snow this week, is that really a situation where we're compounding to get to it? How big an impact will more snow have right now, or are we just kind of in it already, and this is just how it's going to be for the next until this all melts away sometime in March? It doesn't really matter if we get more.
This is just going to be some icing on the cake, nothing to maybe an inch or two on Wednesday and Friday. Daytime highs are going to be up to near 40 or so, some locations up to 45. So we'll have melting during the daytime, refreezing at night as all temperatures get at or below freezing each night up and through Friday as well, with daytime highs, at or above freezing past today. So, I think it's just going to be a bit of an aggravation. But, we got to get plows out on the streets to get this stuff out of the way first. I think we're going to see the piles through July.
Yeah, at this point, I'm picturing heading down to Newport Jazz Festival by toboggan as we currently look out there. We'll see you down there. Hey, thanks for tuning into Bartholomew Town. We are here for you every Tuesday and Thursday, and we're brought to you in part by Newport Film. Discover all the latest screening details at newportfilm.com. I'm Bill Bartholomew. We'll talk to you Thursday as we continue to evaluate the cleanup, the response, and everything else surrounding the blizzard of 2026.